Yes, indeed. What's going on? What's going
Peace,
on?
peace, peace. How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed. I am blessed. How about you? How you doing?
I'm good. This was a good day off. you know, it
I,
turned out the weather was like on some tropical stuff. It was 75, mild, consistent, like drizzle, rain going on.
hmm
You could lay in the bed and leave the window open though.
Right. Did you, by any chance, get to see Black Panther yet?
No, I have not. I was thinking about possibly going after we do the show or tomorrow, but I'll do my due diligence by the end of the weekend.
I saw it today, and it is a good movie.
Yeah, and I saw that gear. Talk about something gotta represent that daggone star on that hat.
No doubt, no doubt. You know me. You know me. Oh my!
Yes, yes, yes. So and then like we was talking background. Hey,
What's
Carla.
going on, Carla?
I made it to the finalists in my group for the Fab Over 40. So I'm in the top 5. So
Congratulations.
it's some more voting, y'all. So, I'm gonna be posting a link, get them hope votes in, which goes towards breast cancer research and awareness, and then the free daily votes if you use your Facebook or social media to log in. So, help your girl out. Let me get that 40K, yo.
No doubt.
And it's a 2-page spread in the magazine, and then it said something about a Louis Vuitton giveaway, but I want that 40K. Let me get that 40K. Let me get that two-page spread in the magazine, and get shine vibrations and everything else that's attached to it on the map even more.
No doubt. No doubt. Hey, good luck. 'Cause you over there representing hardcore, so I appreciate that.
Yes. Oh yeah, everyone take a minute, check out, Blast. It's up backwards though. I should have mirrored tonight.
Oh, it's reading right for us.
Oh, okay, good. It just looks weird for me on my end. Changing the industry one artist at a time.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Okay, so
So
normally I would go in and spit, but this particular brother, I would like to bring him on. You have some of the videos, or what did he send you? Videos or pictures?
he sent me pictures, and the crazy thing is, it's not screwing up on this side, but I got it real quick to drop it in.
Okay.
That's the beauty of high speed.
Yeah, this brother in the mix, when I say is definitely a friend of the arts, through networking. Shouts out to Queen Ocean, which I love to call her Poet LV, aka Lavinia the Poet. She is our mutual friend, and she shared this video of him, and when I say it blew my mind, because it reminded me of the poet that was on Def Poetry Jam, Will the Real. He commands the same attention as this brother. And what was so dope, when I finally got a chance to kick it with him, I told him, I said, you know who you remind me of? Ran it down to him how I met him, and he just was like, yo, that touched my heart because that was my mentor. Not even knowing that he really knew this brother. So, if y'all ever get a chance, rest his soul, rest his spirit. But Will the Real was and still is a very dope brother. And his art is out of this world, especially because it's always about the street code and how he went from nothing to something. If he was spared, I really think he would really be making a great, significant difference in all that's what's going on right now. I believe like he's one of those voices that we would need to hear, almost like the Marvin Gaye "What's Going On" type thing. I think he had that type of presence to command in the streets. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and bring in Truality, aka the mentor.
Yeah.
Peace,
So
peace,
Wanted to come on. Always wanted to come on this show and say peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, I'll let you think.
All right. So I was telling them a quick thing about how LV connected us on social media, and the first video I heard of you just reminded me of Will the Real, not knowing that you was connected to this brother that was and still is your brother. And when you told me that he was your mentor, I just knew it. Like, y'all have that energy. As I was saying to Troy, like, I really feel that with Will's voice not being present, I really feel he was one of those voices that could command the streets, almost like a Marvin Gaye, what's going on? I really felt he had that presence when he performed in New York, when he performed in Jersey. That's what I felt every time I saw him. And you too have that same essence. You have that same spirit. So how is it knowing that you have this great gift and it could shape the spirit and the minds of people?
Well, first of all, I mean, you spoke so highly of my mentor. I have to start there because he pumped. He's a legend down here in South Florida, in Miami, big time, and he influenced a plethora of poets, especially at the Literary Cafe and Poetry Lounge, where he, that was his home base, and it was a lot of us who took the mantle from him because, from the writing workshops that he gave, he used to make us get on stage. He used to move chairs around and make a lot of noise and say, keep spitting, spit the poem. You got to be able to spit through distractions. And, he never wanted us to just come up there and say anything. He used to always say, it doesn't matter, how short or how long the poem is, just write the right. Make sure it's powerful. And that if you don't make the people either cry or think or laugh, then you ain't do nothing.
That's right.
You make the people do either one of those three things. So it was a lot of his teachings that, he planted in us that our light shines across America now because of the groundwork that he put forth. And to give a little insight as well, I met him through the program of Narcotics Anonymous, where people go to get off of drugs. And I picked him to be my sponsor.
Okay.
And before he even led me to his poetry venue, and without me even knowing that he was a poet, this brother was my sponsor who I picked to help save my life.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. And, for him to be my mentor, through life as well as through poetry, I got both sides of the coin.
That's dope.
So even though he's no longer with us anymore in the physical, we carry him with us every day in the spirit.
Yes,
every
indeed.
day.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick rewind. Where are you originally from, brother?
Born in Nassau, Bahamas, boy. Born in Nassau, Bahamas.
All that natural element in the island, the Caribbean, soaking it up.
Soaking it up with the ackee and saltfish for breakfast, and the steamed conch, and the conch fritter, and the crab and rice, and the Johnny cake.
Oh, them Johnny cakes is, oh man, you just took me there. Man, so how long were you there before you came to, because where did you go from, the Bahamas straight to Florida?
Straight to Miami, Florida at a very early age, at 2 years old.
Okay.
Is when my seeds got planted at first in the Robin Hood area of Miami. And then we moved to the Bajas of Carol City. And that's where I was raised. That's an area in North Miami, not too far from the stadium where the Dolphins play. Shameless Dolphins play. But yeah, it was wild. It was a lot of drugs. It was a lot of dice games at the parks. You know, where people ended up getting shot. Um, Not necessarily the ideal place that you would want to raise kids.
Hmm.
So my lens, you know, I saw a lot of things at a young age.
Yeah, yeah, I can
And
relate.
my parents kept me, from the streets, but being
The streets
defiant
is
and
still gonna
nosy
find
and
its way,
yeah,
it's all in
yeah,
how structured or how strong your foundation is, which lets you
right,
know if every time the streets visit, if it's gonna be permanent or just for a little bit.
right. My parents laid down a foundation that was warm and inviting enough to know that if I go far deep out into that sea, that I can still come back. A lot of kids got nothing to come back to, so they stay
Hmm.
out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the
But
response you hear. Well, moms don't love me. Daddy ain't a jet. The daddy locked up or he ain't around. I ain't got nothing but the streets.
right.
Yeah.
That's why I felt that line when Tupac said, "And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was the black queen, mama."
Indeed.
That's not everybody's story,
Yeah,
but
it
that was
isn't.
his story.
Mm-hmm.
And just one line, just that one line can tell his whole entire childhood, when you
Indeed.
really look at it.
Yeah, indeed. Cause like I listen to y'all, like, when I talk about my sons, I call them the Royals. And and I
Mhm.
appreciate all y'all that tell me, you doing right. Thank you for showing them so much love. Cause some people just don't get it. We need it and we need it early. So I'm glad that I'm just from what y'all all tell me that I'm doing right by my sons. So, that's they
Yes.
be here. I gotta make sure I lay the groundwork for them. That's my legacy. You know what I'm saying? So
Sisters that can raise kids properly in 2022, listen, we need y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I just want you to hear it come from my mouth. I don't know what
appreciate
the
you,
rest of these niggas. I don't care what the rest of these nigglets got to
bro.
say. All right. Well,
Indeed.
I know how important it is to have
Hmm.
a strong, proper, morally correct mother in the household to take care of his children. And he needs it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, you said that Will was your mentor through NA. So, was that when poetry first connected with you, or was it there prior to all of that?
Prior to all of that, I was a hip hop head. I was a rapper. I
You was a
full thought I was
rapper?
gonna make it.
Well, okay, wait,
I was a
hold.
rapper.
Now wait, I ain't know that you was a rapper. So wait, what was your name? What was your rapper name?
I was still a mentor. I was
Oh, it
making
was still
effective
mentor.
nationwide teachers
Okay,
of realism. Yes.
okay.
Always been there. And hip hop. That's why you hear a lot of hip hop flow type
Yeah,
bars in my poetry, and that's why the snippet track that I sent you.
yeah.
That's the only rap. That's the only rap that's gonna be on my new album, by the way. The rest is poetry.
That's what's
But
up.
that was just me getting back to my roots as well as connecting to the 2022 young generation style of hip hop.
Hmm.
That's a lot of folks want to call it mumble rap,
Or
but
drill. Like I have a niece.
drill,
She's in
drill,
a group where they got that drill rap. So, I didn't even know
right,
she had it in her until she started doing her little videos on Instagram, and I was like, okay. Shout out
right.
to my niece today, Caesar. She out there repping the
Shout out to
drill
her.
music in Roselle, New Jersey.
That's what's
So
up.
yeah, and then
It's just faster. It's hip. As long as you're saying something, see, that's why I took a crack at it to put, my own
you don't
lyrics
spin to
into
it.
the
Yeah.
style, my own spin to it. So as long as you're saying something, it's really just It's sped up. It's faster. And I contribute that as well to all of the information that this generation is getting. The information is coming in fast.
Yeah, the downloads,
social
because
media, the download, right?
Yeah, everything is
So it's also
downloaded. It's
coming out
not
of their
like
mouth quicker.
Yeah, it's not like how we actually picked up a books, smelled the pages, felt them, turned them, and it's a whole process that goes with that. Now everything is just the thumb. As soon as you press this send, boom, here's all the information. So it done changed the way that the brain takes in information as well.
And people's attention span is so short that that's why the raps are coming out so fast, because you in 3 minutes, you know what I mean, is normally like a 6-minute poem crammed into 3 minutes of a rap. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting, you know.
So since you were saying about obviously anything that we do, it should be a way to benefit the people. It should be edifying to the soul, to the spirit, you know, especially when it comes to us, you know, with longevity, you know, we need to have some of these things in place to help create the balance with all the mess. So in our previous discussions and discussions with other poets and people who aren't even of the creative arts family, you know, everybody always says that we have to capitalize on our time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I remember a conversation with me and a few others where some would say I had the space but not the time, and then others were saying that they had the time but not the space. But the whole time, to me, time and space was meaning the same thing. Meaning when it comes to us getting right, for us doing what we need for ourselves, our families, and our people, time and space goes hand in hand. That's just, you know, my view. So it ended up sparking a piece that I wrote. It's a classic, though. You know, look, dubbing it a classic because I wrote it back in 2016, and it's titled "Time and Space." So
time and space.
Yeah, time and space. Two things that cannot be erased. Mentally shadowboxing over missed opportunities, once leaping, now stumbling in this here rat race. Doped up delusions manifest over river-filled pillowcases, fixated on time and space, and how much of it was a waste. Subconsciously setting ourselves up for the chase or to be chased. Let's not act like that's not the case. Still wearing blackface, tap dancing around our own discrepancies, ignorant to the fact it's our choice to change our complacencies. I know we all ain't had it sweet. Still no reason to accept defeat. We got to get back our face because we have time and space. Creating pathways out of no way, no more dreaming of better days, emerging from sun-drunken clouds filled of haze, blindly illuminating like the sun's rays. Those who were not yet aware can't comprehend the evolution process and blankly stare into time and space. Moving through life freely due to mercy and grace, manifesting blueprints of nation building, setting society's pace, forcing an overturn of ill-gotten laws and codes determined by race. Milk and honey is all it has to offer for taste. Oh, the revolution will not be televised. Oh, on the contrary, thanks to social media, all the injustices that's been in existence, ignored, angered, filled screams, fears, and tears for years are now broadcasted live almost regularly. Even though the media is still aiding in deceit through operations of disbelief, milk and honey, we not babes nor property, so that ain't enough to eat. With time and space, creating the blueprints to take more than just a taste, the revolution will be televised through our talents magnanimously, whichever specialty it may be. So use your time and space accordingly.
I don't know if you can hear me snapping the fingers, but
Yeah,
I
I
know
hear
you
you.
can
I
see me
hear you. I
snapping.
hear him. I hear him. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So
I've always told you that you're a sleeper. People underestimate your bars and your skills. Um, I know that your ceiling is high. Like, right now, if you was to write 90 poems in 90 days, by day 88 and 89, listen, you'll be, I'm telling you, you are underrated. Underrated.
appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for
No.
that. So, appreciate you, Troy. I see the snaps in the comments. So,
Yeah.
like therapy, some people can't do basic therapy, sitting down, talking to someone. A lot of times people
Mhm.
say, oh, I'm my own best therapist, but they don't use the best practices. For me,
Right.
the paper and the pen has always been the best antidote, the best medication for everything. Like I literally been going through stuff in my closet. And as I mentioned one time before, like I literally came across the Black journal that I wrote in daily, sometimes 3 and 10 times a day, growing through the healing of losing my daughter. So I can
Mhm.
see now when it gets rough here, I can remember back then by looking at those pages and seeing it, and it's like, wow, even though this situation might be hard here, it's not as hard as there. And what I was dealing with then, I've grown through that. So it's like a way of reminding you of your inner strength.
That's beautiful. Um, the way that you can use poetry and healing and your experiences and merge the three of them together. That's what it's about. Like that's
Yeah.
that's the formula. That's the formula to become. And one hand washes the other two hands, and all three gets better. That's the beauty in it.
Which is
So,
also why I say peace, peace, peace. I was asked, you was listening when Melvin asked that question, but that's why, people look for balance. And, regardless of what folks believe in, to me, ultimate balance is the Trinity, however you see it. Man, woman, and
yeah,
child, sun, moon, and stars, we could go on and on. So to me, that is the epitome of balance when you have that Trinity. So I
right.
always bid the peace, peace, peace. I want to meet you in peace. I want to speak with you in peace, and I want you to leave in peace. So until the next time I see you.
You mentioned man, woman, and child.
Mm-hmm.
That particular trinity right there is the foundation of the world. Actually, you know, society as a whole. Not saying everybody, because
Mm-hmm.
shout out to the great families out there with great family structures. All right, not talking to you guys, but society in general got away from that trinity of man, woman, child, king, queen, prince, or princess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the foundation. That's everything. So when you shake that up, separate that, and have everybody on their own, dolo missions. Picture a child, a little cub, baby lion or whatnot, just out here on their own dolo mission with no guidance. That's kind of what I'm talking about right there. So
Mm-hmm.
um, we need to get back to that, strengthening families, togetherness. I was watching the funeral for Takeoff
Mm-hmm.
today, in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena, and Offset spoke. So
Mm.
there were, again,
There was
three
three
of
of
them,
them.
right? So apparently Offset and Quavo, they've been beefing, and it took, unfortunately, it took the loss of take off to have these boys on the same stage together
Because
right
they
now.
all family.
And Offset spoke, and he was like, I question God right now, but I understand, and he got very spiritual in that moment, extremely spiritual. But to see, Offset and Quavo together, trying to just come together as a family
Yeah.
during this tough time, does give me hope that no matter what happens, no matter how deep and thick the beef is, that anything can be mended. Anything can be
That's
mended.
right. Yeah, my sons, they I never forget, because I put the post up today, because shout out to those veterans. I come from a line of veterans myself. My grandfather was the Superman. He was the Marine Corps veteran. He was stationed here in Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's how I ended up with North Carolina roots. Shout out to my mother's maternal side down there, the Grays and the Burgess. So coming to North Carolina was really like, coming back home for me, so to speak. But I never forget my brother Christopher, his son Aaron. He was here at the house, and we were just having conversations, and things that could happen in the street, things that might have happened, or how he sidestepped some things. And then my sons just looked at him and was like, Happy Veterans Day. And I looked at them and I said, why did you say that? They was like, because it's hard for a black man in these streets. So I said, so they go to war every day? They was like, yeah, that's what it seems like. And this was going back during like the end, maybe of after the shutdown, when everything started to be, seen on TV more and on social media, you seeing the killings and stuff. My sons, I didn't put that in their head. They came up with that, summation on their own. Like, no, when we see black men, it's, we're grateful to see them, because one, they look like me. One day I'm going to be like them. So, and I know there's those of y'all that are carrying so much weight and y'all don't have really the true support of us. That's why I do what I do. I get a little flack. I catch a lot of heat. But, look, I'm light skinned. I can stay at the tan. You feel me? Because I always get, you always sticking up for the brothers. And look, y'all got enough against y'all. The last thing that I ever wanted to be, is to be against y'all. We were created and designed to help us through this mess. So I couldn't see myself being with anyone. And it's no disrespect to anybody else, but I could only see myself partnered with whom was designed for me.
I get it. And that's what makes you so, so different, so refreshing to hear, no bitterness about the black man in you whatsoever.
Knowing what I've been through, right? Knowing what I've been through and what I just came out of, I'm still not bitter when it comes to y'all, because that's just one isolated incident.
Right. No, we are going through a lot that we don't even speak about. I guess I can bring up, why Master P.
Wait, hold up. Before you do that, because after that, I want to get into the stuff that you got going on. So before we get deep, let's bring the artist, the blast music artist for the week first. Troy, who do we have this week?
All right, this week, this is our boy Jason. He's one of the founding artists of Blast.
Okay.
And, this is actually the video that he brought out when he first came with us. This is called Not a Game. So let's check him out.
Oh, perfectly titled.
It's your boy, Jay I told y'all before, I'm not about no games. I'm a nightmare that make Elm Street look like Rainbow Lane. I'm a wrecking ball to that crane. What it does to their brain, literally pick a change. You say 100, I make change. I told y'all before, I'm not about no games. I'm the nightmare that make Elm Street look like Rainbow Lane. I'm a wrecking ball to that crane. What that does to your brain, literally pick a change. You say 100, I make change. Most of our haters really wanna be just like you, and then they listen to that little voice, tell them be spiteful, and that's that little bitch up in them, got them acting trifle, and that's that type of shit that'll get you aired like the top of the Eiffel. No, it's not a game, I'm coming for your soul on a whole different caliber. Fucking with your brain, I make it think and change. I got your own self really mad at you. Like why the hell I even mess with bruh? See man, that's what I was telling ya. Cause when it rains, umbrella and ponchos, they doing hell for ya. Head inside out like an umbrella, put you in the ground like a damn cellar. No lightweight hit, I'm a ton, no damn fella. These hands really will do ya. When I'm on a roll like a scooter, I'll torment you in reality and in your dreams like Freddy Krueger. I told y'all before, I'm not about no games. I'm a nightmare that make Elm Street look like Rainbow Lane. I'm a wrecking ball to that crane. What it does to their brain, literally pick a change. You say 100, I make change. I told y'all before, I'm not about no games. I'm the nightmare that make Elm Street look like Rainbow Lane. I'm a wrecking ball to that crane. What that does to your brain, literally pick a change. You say 100, I make change. I'm a wrecking ball to that crane. What that does to your brain, literally pick a change. You say 100, I make 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 change.
Yes, indeed. That's our boy Jay Saw with Not a Game. And if you are an artist, up and coming comedian, or even a spoken word poet, you can also be a part of blastmusic247.com. Register as an artist and be a part of the family. That's blastmusic247.com. Changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, guys, back to y'all.
All right. He said, y'all say 100, I'm making change.
His voice is very unique. It's what's going to separate him, basically.
Definitely,
you have a voice like that, it'll separate you from the crowd.
Yep, like you have that voice. Brother Axiom has that voice. RL has that voice. Will definitely has that voice. That's what I was saying. Like that will feed the streets. If you flood it enough, things gotta to a degree now. You have to oversaturate it in order for it to stick, because there's so much other nonsense that's in the mix. But now leading off with what you was about to say about Master P.
Soldiers and the tank, is what they call them. No limit soldiers. And then, once you listen to their stories or whatnot, it sounded like they were at war. Calio projects, Magnolia projects. New Orleans was a war zone, basically. If all you see is murder and they literally put you in the war when they told their story. So I can see how the story that you gave relates, because that's how we feel. But with me being a revolutionary poet, originally when I first started writing revolutionary poetry, I had my issues with America, KKK, America.
Yep.
So I had my issues with the military and my views and whatnot. And I had to look deeper. I had to educate myself. And I had to look at some of my friends who I was in high school with when they went to the military and see what all they went through. Listen, my respect for veterans, what it is that they do to fight for this country every day, now my respect went through the roof. Because It has nothing to do with my views of America and government.
That's right.
It has to do with people choosing to put their life on the line to defend you. So for that alone, shout out to all of the veterans and the people that serve, and the poet veterans that I know, Marlon POW, Dennis Bishop. These are some real troopers who, had their AK-47 in their hand, defending the country for over 15 years. And the 20 years. Like, nothing but love and respect to all of the veterans out there, for Veterans Day. So, we're all in an army, in some type of army, fighting for something.
Yeah, it's which one you standing on. It's just which side of the lines you on. Some folks, we talk so much about you prior to you coming on the show because, Sharita was the first person I interviewed and you were my surprise for the wedding. And, that's my big brother right there, Brothers Inc. Incorporated. Yes, he got that boom back, bruh. But being as though, Sharita was born and raised from Greensboro, Jose from the Bronx, we big hip hop heads. That's why I was like, you was the perfect person for this. I could, even though you was not able to make it due to scheduling, it is even you sending that made everybody in the room. I just want you to know everybody in the room was just like y'all you saw was live. They was like, afterwards they was like, who is that? I was walking around with my phone, pulling your page up, like, this who you just got finished listening to. This who you need to go follow. I'm the networker, I'm the plug, like folks like to say, but I'm the good plug. You feel me? You come my way, you get plugged, you get charged up, recharged. You know what I'm saying? So, you have projects.
Shout out to the Dela Cruz Union. It's a beautiful thing to be able to, I would have never written that had you not told me.
I put the battery in your back.
Put the battery in the pack. And yes, somebody put the plug and the conduit.
Yeah, that's my big brother.
And that's what you are. Most definitely. So I know tonight, seeing that there may be some fans who are there at the wedding that may be listening to this podcast. If not now, they can see it later or whatnot. I do have, a few poems that I might do a little something today. You know what I'm saying? Speak of the Soul of the Man album that's going to be coming out. Album number 5.
Ooh, 5. 5 represents power.
First album is Evolve. Second album is the name that I carry right now, Truality, Truth and Reality. Third album is Double Disc, Red or Blue Pill.
Okay.
Red is hip hop, all hip hop on that side, and then the Blue Pill is poetry, all poetry on that side. My fourth album I wrote in the Immigration Detention Center for 6 months. So when I came out of there, I dropped, they were going to deport me back to the Bahamas.
Why? Why?
I know. All of the guards that were there and the judge was like, how's somebody that was raised in Miami, Carol City, end up in immigration? But I hadn't been in this country for too long, and I had no felonies, so that helped me to not get deported. Thank God. So if you lock a poet up for 6 months, they're gonna come out with that work. So I
Yes.
came out with that work, and I dropped Epiphany. And
Mm,
in albums 1 through 4, I've always had some guest features. The first album I had one, second one like three, and the third and fourth one I had at least 5 features on
mm.
each. So this particular project right here, The Soul of a Man, is all me,
As it
no
should be.
features. Because
Power
I
and
had,
grace. 5 represents
yeah,
power and it also represents grace. So that's perfect for your fifth one to just be all you.
yeah, yeah. I didn't want to look for outside help. You'll just get that feeling one day. You'll be like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
One fan say, man, those other people on your albums, they were dope, but can we get more of you? I never
Mm-hmm.
forget when the fan told me that. I never forget that. So it made me stop trying to look for any type of outside help and just hone in on my craft, find my voice and find my sound, and share that with the rest of the world because especially while I'm still relatively young. I'm a young 43. You know what I'm
I mean, we still,
saying?
what you mean? We still in now 41. So we there. We
Yeah.
fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
There's women in my family that didn't live to see past 30, including my mother was one of them. So, me seeing 30 and seeing 40 and 41, that's a blessing all in itself. So, you know, and the fact
Hey,
that we have so
take,
many that we know that haven't been able to see it is a blessing. We got to remember that.
take, Takeoff was 28. Brother
Exactly.
didn't get a chance to see his 30s.
That's right.
So
That's how old my mother was when she transitioned. 28. She was 28, and it
wow.
was 21 days before my 9th birthday. So, while folks are remembering Dr. King on April 4th, I'm remembering my mother
Mm,
April 4th, 1990. And then May of
mm,
1990 is when they revealed the AZT cocktail for HIV/AIDS. So she was just in the
wow.
placebo effect at Harlem Hospital. She was used as a guinea pig. She was never given the cocktail. And
Wow.
yeah, so as I got older and started doing things in the community, I started to find this information out. And then those who knew the real deal of what happened to my mother at 16 sat me down and told me everything. But my community and activism work prepared me to receive the truth. You get what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
family thought it was something I wouldn't be able to handle, and I still got involved with it, and they still had to tell me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's
Right.
amazing how the universe provides and prepares you for things that you don't even know that you're being prepared for. So, I definitely want everyone to get the opportunity to hear and know why. Like, I tell people when I bring them on the show or when I talk about the show, I'm like, I'm getting to do what most people don't, and that's getting to interview people that they're fans of. So even though,
Mhm.
like, I know some of y'all, we network, we cool, but I'm like, y'all, I'm fans of y'all. I like y'all work. I want y'all to keep pushing, because if I keep pushing y'all, that also helps me push and continue to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I feel it's never wrong with
Yeah.
having that type of support. It's not even competition. It's like, yeah, I really do
No.
live by, I want for my sister what I want for myself. I want for my brother what I want for myself as well. That's how I was raised, and I carry that.
That's so refreshing and that's so beautiful. You use the word activist. You're that. Um, you're a friend. Um, which is, I don't even want to overlook the word friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a friend. That's
Appreciate it.
that's so very hard. That's so very hard to find. In this journey, you'll get a lot of fans. You'll get a lot of critics. Very few friends, though. Very few friends. So that's very refreshing. Everything that you're saying, has been motivating me for quite some time. You know, one hand washes the other.
That's right.
I like to talk about something that's been on my heart to talk about. You gonna let me? I know you're gonna let me.
Of course, that's why you want it.
I do not want to overlook the opportunity to highlight Max Parthas. Who is Max Parthas? He is a politicianist, right? And a politicianist, because you can't just hear a word, you gotta get to the definition of the word, right? So
That's
an
right.
abolitionist is a person who favors the abolition of a practice or institution, especially capital punishment of slavery. So we just had voting done this Tuesday, and he's been working behind the scenes to get slavery. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working behind the scenes to get slavery abolished. And he was successful. The state of Oregon, the state of Alabama, the state of Vermont, and the state of Tennessee. He was able to get 4 states to abolish slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that it's still legal in the state that dropped the ball when they had the opportunity to get it abolished was Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
2,135,759 people knowingly voted to keep slavery legal across 5 states on Tuesday. 790,133 were in Louisiana. Voted to keep slavery. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe that I'm saying this. We're in 2022. So no matter how far that we think we've gotten in our civil rights movements and in our rights, look how many of the older generation, the generation now, and our young generation, look how we were still walking around here oblivious to the fact that slavery is still legal and they're still going to polls and voting to keep it.
Yeah. Definitely. The movie Alice. Did you get a chance to watch that with Common and Keke Palmer? It was about that like it was in Georgia. It was in the 70s, but they were way far out in the woods where they were still like on a plantation, but everybody else around them was free. Like the forced labor.
This movie?
It's what was it on Netflix now? It's Prime Video. Prime Video. Okay. Yeah, it's on Prime. Like Common basically ended up being her enlightener. You know what I'm saying? Like she had that fight naturally inside of her. She just knew something wasn't right, and she got free and found out, through him. But I was going over, some of your other work and your I think it was So I Ran. I played that in the house for everybody that was here, like maybe 3 hours ago. And, watching the reaction of the men listening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I get mushy about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, even, no matter who folks don't have, as long as you got something that you can listen to keep you reminded, you may not have it all within yourself to pull up your bootstraps, but if you have a voice that can, convey or lay down on a track like something so profound that, even penetrates the thug's heart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you done did your job. So, those who may not know about you, anybody that get to know me is going to get to know you as well.
Yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because when I originally came into the game, that was my aim to penetrate the hearts of thugs, to change the hearts of thugs and G's and gangsters, and have them look at life from a different lens. Because I saw the heart and courage of a lot of lions that just needed to change this.
Yeah.
That was it. That's why I was so infatuated with, targeting the thugs with my poetry and my hip hop. So, would you like for me to spit a poem?
A poem. Look, I think you could get about 3 in them if you want to. If you want to do them back to back, you can.
I have exactly 3 poems.
Look how this
ready
works.
To go.
Look at here.
Locked and loaded, ready to go.
I have
that's crazy that you said too.
I have a friend that says I'm the Oracle. So, those type of names, I accept them graciously, but hey, I guess that works out.
Yes. Yeah, I can see Oracle in you.
My brother does too. Oracle, conduit. He calls me his doula, all of that.
You just gotta have the right spirit, man. The world is so hurt that when we see the right spirit, we'll gravitate towards it. Because when people are hurt, they like to, they like to fold up and cover up and fade away. They don't want to let people know that they're hurting, which is the name of the poem that I'm going to do right now. It's called "Pretending That I Wasn't Hurt."
Okay, I'm ready.
I couldn't heal because I kept on pretending that I wasn't hurt. That's thinking was preparation for an ending 6 feet in the dirt. That doesn't work. So I took it upon myself to put in some work. Started investing in me rather than always giving the only shirt that's on my back. Clogging emotional arteries can possibly lead to heart attacks. Too many people pull out knives when it's time to scratch your back. Reminiscent of the slashes on the back of Jesus. Amazing how this normally comes from the ones who need us. I remember on the poetry scene when my name was prestigious. Made a couple of mistakes, then ended up shockingly bad and egregious. I graduated to a nigga and got away from some niggas. Always confused about should I mean mug or flash smiles in all of my pictures. Want to know what kept me in stitches and patching up my self-worth. I couldn't heal because I kept on pretending that I wasn't hurt. And when you don't have any confidence, it even affects how you flirt. Indecisiveness is poisonous to your self-esteem. You can go 10 for 10, but after one miss, the bandwagon jumps off your team. Then right on your back, here comes the monkey, laughing louder than hyenas, charging you with felonies, and you haven't even committed a misdemeanor. Every time I pretend I'm not bothered, I get snitched on by. And until I make it, I'm such a dreamer. I woke up though, glad that I ran out of that type of luck though. Stop making excuses like ifs, ands, and buts though. Oh no, now I'm gonna have to back up everything that I just said. That's real growth from being a mama's boy and getting breastfed. It's a cold red that started when they cut that umbilical cord from birth. Understand why? I couldn't heal because I kept on pretending that I wasn't hurt. Holding on to resentments will one day burst into flames. Try being the only one that's playing mind games with yourself. That's like playing solitaire and getting upset at the hand that you dealt. I've always felt this epiphany coming one day, and I can feel myself getting stronger, screaming, Ali, Bombaye! Excuse my enthusiasm. I remember when I couldn't give me the time of day. No self-care, no pedicures, and I kept on reaching for the ashtrays. Now I'm reaching for planet Pluto while focusing on my dinero and acknowledging the fact that I've been both the lion and the scarecrow. No way to grab a hold of what's in front of me without having to let go first. And I couldn't, I couldn't heal because I kept on pretending that I wasn't hurt.
Mm, 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 mm. And that'd be I could definitely relate to that. I definitely could relate to that. The real healing of losing my daughter didn't happen until I stopped pretending that I was hurt. Because everybody was expecting for me to still be that strong person. Like even my uncle said it. He was like, yo, I never thought to do extra because you've been through so much and that you just always take everything in stride. You know, a lot of times people don't know. You be pretending, you know, faking it until you make it. And sometimes you don't go back to revisit so that you can heal because you done faked it for so long. That's
Well,
dope.
when you fake it, you put a layer and another layer and another, and then the layers are caked up. Once you remove all of that and you look at what's hurting you,
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah, like
now I can start the
aha.
healing process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I can start the healing process. So,
So what's this next one you got?
next one I got is definitely the cancel culture. The cancel culture has come for Kanye. It's come for Kyrie Irving. It's come for um, a lot of people that I would say are misunderstood. I'm not going to say that they're perfect or we should, place them on a pedestal
Mhm.
and make them our gods. No, we don't have to do that with anybody, right? Because nobody's perfect.
That's right.
But when you're out here making mistakes, the cancel culture comes for you. And I don't like that. I don't. So I wrote a poem.
Oh,
Like to
so wait,
hear it go.
is this new? This new spit?
It's old spit that didn't get on any of my albums. So it's gonna be
Hey,
on this album. It's
okay,
recorded already. I recorded that thing last night. It's definitely gonna be on the Soul of a Man album.
okay.
And it's crazy that when Kyrie was going through his unvaccination phase
Mm-hmm.
last year is when I wrote this poem, and it's still relevant. You know, as poets, we're prophets.
That's right.
You can prophesy, what's
That's
going to be
right.
in the future. So listen to the cancel culture. Dear cancel culture, right after this poem is done, some people are going to cancel me as well. Hell, you might as well cancel me now so that I can speak freely. Because previously, every time I've made a wish, y'all find a way to cancel the genie. We're already only on our cell phones and we've canceled the TV, which was, now think about it, that's right, family time. But we won't cancel Family Guy because now see that would be a crime, and we won't cancel electoral votes. They just give hope to the people standing in line. But we will end up canceling all of Michael Jackson's songs one day. Erasing one of the largest musical catalogs. What a hefty price to pay. Let's just cancel every Martin episode and every show when he reruns. And let's cancel Kyrie Irving because he's unvaccinated and dumb. Let's put the rich against the poor and the old against the young. But before that, let's cancel the stand your ground laws. Let's take away the guns. Let's give everybody a voice and cancel all of the facts. Let's ban DMX and Whitney Houston. Remember they smoked crack when Colin Cap took a knee. I remember we boycotted the NFL until our favorite teams were in first place and immediately said, what the hell? Let's throw this jersey on and take a picture and represent. Spend our money on playoff tickets like the landlord canceled the rent. just to watch a game. Man, enough of these games. Let's cancel LeBron James just because he's LeBron James. Let's cancel P. Diddy and Quincy Jones before all of their secrets come out. Oh. I told y'all that y'all was going to cancel me because I opened up my big mouth. But first, let's cancel freedom of speech and spoken word poetry and poets who preach. Preach. Forget about the fun of the police. Let's just cancel all of the teachers who teach. Put the wives against their husbands. Play the music, but remove the substance. Every hospital is going to be so packed one day, it won't matter if you have any insurance. Can you imagine if they canceled all phone calls and only used social media, DMs, and Messenger? The good guys are normally left on red as she selects the ones disrespecting her. Just checking up on her without checking for her, and now you want to check her like you own her? Ladies advertise gorilla fish prints, and you mean, well, are you free spirited or is it subliminal sex for sale? You know what? Let's just cancel that topic. And let's not talk about how the stepfathers are becoming better fathers than the biologicals. And it's logical for us to cancel all of R. Kelly's music. Which means that if you see Ronald Isley's name on it, that means we can't use it. And we might as well cancel my favorite comedian, Dave Chappelle. He's next. And after that, let's just cancel. Wait a minute. There's nobody left.
Yes, that is very relevant to this day. There's a lot of things that you hit on that wasn't even going on when you wrote it, and it's relevant today. Might have to call you the Oracle yourself.
Yeah, it's like when I was recording it in the studio last night, me and the engineer was like, yo, you wrote this over a year ago. That's crazy how, it's like the cancel culture's pressure got multiplied in 1 year. Mm-hmm. And it's like all of the things that I've been hitting on, they've been coming for. So, at this rate, the way that they're canceling so many things, that's why I said, very sarcastic form, by the way. That's my disclaimer. This is an extremely sarcastic form.
Man, they better get up out their chest, on this show. Yeah. We open, we free. There's a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? We cover all of that. So if they in their feelings, they just in their feelings because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be thought proking. Yeah. And if it makes you feel some type of way, you're supposed to change how it makes you feel.
That's why I mentioned on there. Let's ban DMX and Whitney Houston. Remember, they smoke crack. Since y'all want to cancel everything. But you're canceling those two and all of the large music catalogs that go with them, and hopefully make you scratch your head and go, no, well, wait one goddamn minute now. Hold on. We're talking about Whitney and them, but yes, we're talking about people who weren't perfect, who fought demons.
That's right.
Who still had the strength to make crazy, powerful music.
That's right.
While they were fighting these demons. So let's just stop trying to cancel so much. That's why I ended it with, well, wait a minute, there's nobody left.
Yes, Consciously Rich Enterprises. He said the bro has flames. These folks is getting ready to know what I already know about you. So, that's why I'm happy that people are actually that are being introduced to you through me are receiving you the way that, I received you as well when LV made the introduction. So, and shouts out to her again. She's also a veteran. Salute to her as well.
that's Auntie, man. We got love for Auntie, man. Lavinia, I love her so much. You know what I mean? Her and my other auntie, Ivory Williams, they're tight, and I met Lavinia through my auntie, and then she became my auntie, and I just got nothing but love for her. So shout out to her. Hopefully you're watching the show, and you see your two pupils out here
I
doing
saw
damn
her. I
thing.
saw her comment on the post, and I swear, I can't help but hear her voice anytime she posts something or comments. And all I heard was, "Oh, the way she say it."
Yeah.
Yes. So, this
Sweet.
third one, where are you going to take us? What trip we going on this time?
This third one, the final one, is actually the key to everybody making it out of whatever situation that you're in. And the reason why I say that is because the power of life, the gift of life, is in the power of
The tongue.
tongue. We speak everything into existence. If you wake up in the morning and you're having a bad day, guess what? You're going to decide if that bad day continues for the remainder of the day. Nobody else.
That's right. That's right.
So you can change the course of whatever path you're on in life. Listen, man, I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life. In January, I went to get some therapy. Yes, I checked myself into a mental substance abuse hospital. And today, I stand here with 295 days clean from all drugs and alcohol and worked on myself mentally. And while I was there, they taught us to change our thinking so that we can change our perspective, so that we can change our actions, so that we can change our journey. So this next poem is called Ascension because the gift of life is in the power of the tongue. So that's the only hint I'm going to give.
Okay.
Y'all will be able to tell where I'm going with it throughout the course of the poem. All right. I hate me. I'm always getting in my own way. I hate growth. Stunting used to be my hobby. Now I'm sloppy and possibly on the wrong path. I suck at math. I prefer to live fast. Everyone else is moving too slow. I hate the word no. I'd rather tell you way, way more than I can show. I never reap what I sow because I'm different. I'm a magnificent problem. If you're a goon, then run with me because I'm a goblin. I don't want to get out there and earn it. I'd rather be Robin because Batman gets all of the attention, so I'd rather be Robin. I don't care if it's a comfortable bed, and I don't care if it's a coffin. If you give me blessings, then I'll block them. My vibrations are rotten and low to the dirt. I speak from experience. The pain makes me love how it hurts. I mean, how I hate how love works. And I'm currently anticipating the rejection. That's probably because I'm a product of my father's rejection. If there's a lesson in any of this, I'm too stubborn to learn it. Writing my dreams out on paper, then pulling out lighters to burn it, then using holy water to put the fire out. You can tell that I've healed by what's coming out of my mouth. A transformation happens when you grow past a reasonable doubt. I'm out and about in the community with my poetry and definitely about the jail and prison ministries. I love you and I love me and I love that chemistry. Life is teaching me joy. These are the things that changes boys to men. Integrity covers up a multitude of sin. I forgive myself today, more sincere when I pray. I'm happy, I'm loyal, and I stop being spoiled. I'm wise and I'm alive, and I've aligned my chakras. I graduated from culinary school with a bachelor's in common sense cooking. I do the right thing when no one else is looking. That's integrity. My specialty is spoken word poetry, and I put God first so that I won't be in jeopardy of ego slipping in. Every day you wake up, it's a win. It's all about how you finish, even if you hate how you begin.
Okay, always fire, fire, fire all day long. And again, throughout our talks, I congratulate you on your growth. I congratulate you on your healing. Even though there was times I would be like, you being a little too hard on yourself, because I hear you saying that, but this is what I and the rest of us see, so, you need those of us to help keep y'all reminded, because, some of y'all be so hard on yourselves. And I get it, and I understand why. And when you're thinking that you're not making those strides, you really are. So if you can't look back and see how far you just walked from, I'm letting you know, okay, that I see it. There's those like me that see it. So just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, you forever got a fan in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's always
making me so emotional now.
Oh, you're gonna be emotional. You're a thug. Look, thugs cry too. Thugs cry too, man. But for good reasons.
Peace,
now you have this release party coming up or something. What is this going to be? There is no way I was not going to bring this up.
Listen.
So I got to try to get that. I would definitely like to be present for that.
Because the Soul of a Man just got finished recording all tracks last night. The release date isn't set yet because it's in the mixing and mastering stages right now. So once that part is done, then I already have the location. It's gonna be in Miami Gardens, Florida. So get ready to come down to Dade County.
I like it down there.
That much I know.
I like it down there.
That much I know.
I turned 41 down there, and I had a nice, good old time.
Yes. A lot of people know of Miami as South Beach, but like Trick Daddy said, you ain't never been to Miami. You been to South Beach. They don't like niggas down there in South Beach.
They don't.
He said Miami is Overtown, Liberty City, Carroll City, Opelika.
That's right.
Richmond Heights. That's Miami.
That's right.
So, Miami Gardens is the Carroll City part of Miami. It's gonna be in that area, and it's just a lot of surprises that I haven't released yet. Because I'm just ready for the right time, right moment. But the soul of a man is the title of the album, where it's all me, nobody else. And my son is pretty much my motivation these days. My 3-year-old son. Shout out to Zion Jensen Cox. Zion Jensen Cox, man. Very strong, very smart, very fast. Little boy. Young kid.
Yes, definitely. So wait, drop all your socials, how people can find you, follow you.
I got into, the young folks TikTok world, and you can follow me on TikTok at Jensen Truality Cox. You can follow me on Instagram at Truality_mentor. And you can do what Sunshine has been doing for quite some time now, which is follow me on Facebook at Jensen Truality Cox, where I drop gems, life experiences, and life lessons daily. Every now and then you may get an occasional poem from me, but I've been holding back on the poetry to craft this album together to give it all to you all in one lump sum. And
I knew you was up to something. Just what you just said. When I seen you stop posting, I said, "Ooh, he working on something." I already knew it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know. All my poet folks in the arts world, well, you can always tell when something big is about to happen. They're working on the next thing. Is when you start to see less of them posting or less of them sharing their poems, and then next thing you know, as soon as I'm about to reach out in the inbox. Oh, guess what, Shine? I got this coming up in the background. Pardon self for being so quiet. And I'm like, see, I was about to check on you and see what was going on.
It's also about soaking things in,
Mm-hmm.
to get the material, to present to the world. A lot of it, all of the good ones, all of the good artists, rappers, singers, and poets, we do a lot of listening.
Yeah,
And sometimes that's what that fallback is about. You gotta soak in what's going on in the world so that you can accurately articulate it with some facts.
yes,
People like facts now. People don't just want to hear your opinion on things.
that's right.
They want to know. They want to know what's real. That's why I selected the name Truality, Truth and Reality. Just to try to give the people what's real because there's so much smoke and mirrors out here. There's so many illusions and things that people can follow and go down foxholes and rabbit holes because they're just following so many distractions.
That's right.
So I just want to try to get people as close to the truth as possible. Sprinkle in with a little bit of my opinion now because freedom of speech. Let's not cancel freedom of speech, please.
Yeah, we can't do that. Some of us gonna be look. Excuse how I say this, but we grown here. Some of us really gonna be fucked up behind
Yeah,
that. Being able to cancel freedom of speech like that right there in itself is just
yeah.
like that. You ain't gonna have nothing left. Once that's taken away, you're not
No,
gonna have nothing
man.
left.
Yeah, the greatest, some of the greatest songs ever made, was because people were able to speak freely.
That's right.
Let's leave that element alone. You know what I mean? Don't you know? Some things deserve to be canceled, but a small percentage.
Yeah,
A small percentage.
indeed.
Let people be liberated.
Indeed, indeed. I will definitely love for you because I'm seeing this right now in my head. I would, well, after I get my brother on this show, I would love to have you, my brother Christopher Powers, and Paige the Poet back on at the same time. It doesn't have to be for
Yeah.
erotic poetry, but I just from what my mind goes somewhere, and usually when it goes somewhere, it turns out to be great. So you're gonna have to follow me on this one. But just seeing the responses when each of you are attached to videos and stuff that I do, putting y'all on at the
Okay.
same time, I think that would be so dope. So I'm putting it out there now,
Yeah.
Troy. And Troy, come on, you can come on in now. Like I wanted to get that out before he came in. So yeah, Troy, I really think of course, definitely gonna have Truality back, but I think having him and Paige on at the same time next time,
Okay,
possibly with my brother, I think that would be a very, very dope show as well.
make it work, Shine. You got that.
Yeah, see, I like that. And y'all are both in Florida, so
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know,
but I saw him in his Dallas Cowboy gear, his full Dallas gear.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I,
But
listen.
I wasn't raised in Florida. I just live here now.
I mean, I heard through the grapevine y'all about to get Odell Beckham Jr. down there. You know,
I don't know how
that
true it is.
would be a nice combination,
It would be.
Odell and CD.
Oh yeah,
You
it would
know,
be. But I don't know. I've learned to quit trusting Jerry to say anything, so I'm just gonna wait. Because Jerry will say anything to get people engaged. So I'm
Gotcha.
chilling.
Hey, listen, if I was to just pluck one person from y'all team, it would definitely be Michael Parsons. I would just take him out of that jersey if I could.
Kid's a beast. Nobody knew he had what he had in him, except the coaches here. Apparently,
That's the modern day LT right there.
Oh shoot, LT. You know, I'm still a Giants fan. You know, in Jersey, you either got Giants or the Jets. So I've always been with the Giants.
The Jets are balling.
But this year, the Jets is looking better than the Giants this year, though. I'm just saying.
They can look good all they want to. I don't bandwag. I don't switch hit. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
True.
So again, you know, Jensen, I just appreciate you from sharing. You know, I love this journey that you are on. You know, I appreciate you even letting me in on things that you were growing through. But I see the work. I see the work that you have been putting in, and I can't congratulate you enough. And I can't wait. Hopefully, you know, inshallah, I will be there. I would love to be there.
I'll try to let you know as early as possible.
Okay. Yeah, but
early as I possibly can.
And I'm gonna let Troy know too, since you already in the same state.
yeah.
I'm outside early. It's about a 3-4 hour ride, but I'll see what's up.
Okay.
Man, all I can say is the venue that I selected, man, the food is on point.
Ooh.
The food, without me disclosing too much information, man. 5-star food, man. Straight 5-star.
Bet.
Yeah. Nothing low budget about this venue right here.
Anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you for coming. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know how I always begin and end with peace, peace, peace.
Peace is everything. Peace.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.